So grief, let me try and put it in layman's language.
Yeah.
So grief is the price that you pay for love.
Oh,
Wow.
Yes. You don't move on, but you move forward with the loss. Because it's true, mom is gone. It's true. You move forward with grief.
For me, I was about to say that. I lost my sister 23 years ago. There
Yes.
are times I speak about her and I have a jolly good laugh.
Oh, yeah,
I have
exactly.
conversations. I don't feel sad. There are times from nowhere I could be in the shower.
Okay.
I think of my sister and I'm a mess.
Oh, yeah.
So what does that mean?
No, that's very common. That's very normal. This is why I said you don't move on. You move forward.
In African tradition, the Baobab tree is where stories are shared, truths are spoken, and wisdom is passed on from one generation to the next. Welcome to Under the Baobab Tree.
hello. Hi, I'm Pam.
And I'm Belinda.
I'm Langa, and today we are so excited. We are joined by our first guest. And it's
you.
I think it's so exciting that we have Tendayi Phiri here today, the founder and principal of Thriving Lives Christian Counseling Center, the first marriage and family counseling registered school with the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, and Allied Health Practitioners Council of Zimbabwe. A proper mouthful. Tendayi, welcome to
Wow.
Under the Baobab Tree.
I'm truly humbled. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much for taking your time.
Thank you.
Being here with us.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
today we've got someone who will help us navigate a very either serious, important topic, really, because it affects each and every one of us. So today we are talking about grief. It's a universal human experience, yet it always catches us somehow, and we never know how to deal with it. And when we're talking about grief, there's so many things. It's not just a death of a loved one, a death of a friend, a death of a colleague, but also grief can be in so many ways. I am sure Tendayi will help us get through this, navigate, share what it is that we can do to help us maybe forge our lives better.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, Tendayi.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, what a topic. And sometimes we don't know that we are grieving because we only know grieving as, you are grieving maybe for a loved one, for bereavement, but there's so many, as you've rightly said.
What is grief really?
Okay, so grief, let me try and put it in layman's language.
Yeah.
So grief is the price that you pay for love.
Oh,
Wow.
Yes. You loved this person so much. You loved this job so much. You loved this status. It could be maybe in your community, maybe at church. You had a position and then it has been taken away from you. You loved it. You had so much invested in it and it has been taken away from you without your permission.
Wow.
Meaning there could be grief. Somebody could lose their job, but if they didn't love it, then there will be no grief.
Okay.
So this also shows us that we all grieve differently, depending on how close you were to that person, or how invested you were in that job, or in that position, or in that location that you're staying. Do you know that moving from one location to another will also cause you to go through the grief process?
Really?
So we all grieve differently, depending on how close we were to that thing.
So when do you know that you're grieving something? Because you might lose something that you didn't really love, but you're going
Yes.
through some process of grieving.
Yes,
That's not really grief.
that's not really grief.
Is there
Yeah.
some way of knowing that this is real grief? Or
Yes.
it's not?
Yeah. Sometimes people are sad, constant sadness. Maybe you can't explain it. So always ask yourself, why am I sad? What has happened?
Okay.
Or it could be maybe you feel lonely because maybe that person is no longer there, or you were used to a certain maybe location. Now you've moved to a new neighborhood and you miss your neighbors, right? So you feel said there's something missing. Or maybe you are angry. There's this anger which you just can't even explain. You know, you're feeling loss of some sort. So usually you might be going through grief. And it could also be maybe job loss. Maybe you are retired. You know, I don't know whether it's Kenya. I can't remember some country where they've actually come up with a retirement corner. Because after people had retired, they would still, 7 a.m., they'll go to they'll still come to work, loiter around their workplaces. Come 5 o'clock, they're going back home, you know. Yeah, so you find maybe you're feeling empty. You can't explain it. Because as Elizabeth Kubler put it, she talked about 5 stages of grief. Some have said they're 7, but you find that the 7, they've expanded 1 or 2 of the 5 stages. Yes, we don't go through them in that chronological order. As I said, we all grieve differently. Yes, when maybe the loss happens, maybe a robbery has happened, something that you loved has been taken from you, or maybe it's death. There's shock and denial. No, it's not true. This is why even when you go maybe to a funeral, you find somebody's not crying.
Yeah.
They're still in that state of shock. No, it can be. It can be. And then as you are processing the loss, you become angry. Angry at everyone around you. Angry at God. Angry at yourself.
Yeah.
If it's bereavement, maybe your relative passed away while they were at maybe the hospital. Yeah. Angry even with the nurses and the doctors and everyone. So we all process grief differently, right? So from anger, sometimes you're bargaining. Lord, if you do this for me, I'll do that for you. The what ifs. Now you're coming to terms with the truth, with the loss. Yes, you're bargaining. What if, Lord, if you do this for me, I'll do that. Lord, what if this happens?
How do you bargain with the death, for instance? You can't say to God, okay, no, God, if you bring her back now, I'll
be good for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
With death you can't, but with loss, say theft, yes, with other losses, maybe you can. But as I said earlier, that you don't go through them in that chronological order.
Or sometimes you might even skip one.
Yes, you might skip one. You might not even go through them, depending on your personality.
So if you skip one, is that like maybe there's a death that has happened, and then you lose your loved one, and then you skip the whole sadness, anger part, and you go all the way to probably just
acceptance. Yes.
But then a few years later, you come back and people are finding you're depressed.
And you're angry
10 years later, your mom has passed away and someone is like, you haven't been yourself, to say
yes.
People grieve differently. And even if there are stages, people go through them differently. Yes.
Yeah. So there are types of griefs. So usually the one that you're talking about, it's anticipatory grief. Okay. Say somebody has been sick for a very long time. It could be usually situations with cancer. Most of the times, they've gone through a lot. So you find even when somebody maybe has lived, what can I say, to 100, and so people will say, instead of saying we are celebrating, their life. So it depends. Anticipatory, you're anticipating that one day it will happen. Or say maybe you're in a marriage and your partner is a habitual, I'm hesitating to say infidel. Let's maybe say habitually unfaithful. Maybe they are habitually unfaithful. And you're anticipating that, one day they're going to leave. So you're anticipating it. No, I mean living is living
so it's
marriage.
Almost like grieving before the actual.
Yeah. Because you can tell the telltale signs that one day this person is going to leave me. They're going to divorce me. I can see it. So we call it anticipatory. It's different from sudden. sudden death, you're not seeing, maybe you had a very good maybe morning, you had breakfast, goodbye, and then the next thing, the police are coming to your doorstep. You know, you've just lost your loved one. We call that sudden
Now,
death.
which is harder to
The hardest is sudden.
sudden, right?
I beg
It's
to
the
differ.
hardest. Really?
Yeah, no, I've experienced both. And
Okay.
the long ones, watching someone you love change to something you never knew they
yeah.
can be,
Okay.
that hurt me and it stayed with me
Okay.
for the longest.
Okay.
And I've lost loved ones through accident, plane crash,
Oh,
car
yeah.
accident. But the long ones, there are 3 of them that, they became something I never knew. And watching them every day and hearing people around, because you cry so much, you go to hospital, you are there, you know they're
Okay.
going.
All
The
right.
pain is there.
Okay.
And people around you, some of them will tell you, oh, don't cry. And I'm thinking,
Oh,
you are
okay.
not in my shoes. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
know what I'm going through. And then if when they go, someone will be like, at least they're in a better place. Who
Okay,
says
who
that?
says that? So
Why
what you're
would you try?
describing-
To me,
yeah.
you are thinking you are consoling me, but I think you are making it worse.
So what you are saying, Langa, is that we all grieve differently. So I think that's the answer that I could give. Whether it's anticipatory, whether it's sudden grief, whether it's complicated, because you also have complicated grief whereby maybe you lose a job, you get divorced, and then your parent dies. So it's like 3
Everything happening
griefs,
at the same
everything
time.
happening at the
It's a
same
lot.
time. While you're still processing,
something else.
yes, loss of the job. Then now you are processing the loss of your marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a loved one goes
Although
away.
this is where I would like to ask. Okay, so as Christians, we're told God is in control.
Okay.
So don't worry or have faith. Things are going to get better.
Okay.
But when you're going through that process, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like God is in control because you're asking yourself, okay, God,
Okay.
why?
Where are you?
Where are you? Why are you
yeah.
letting these things happen?
Has that question ever been answered?
Never.
Never.
Because no one's going to answer it.
Exactly. In fact, it only makes the situation worse. I remember when my father was promoted to glory. Yeah, so I also went through that stage, and I was saying, Lord, why? I did the Esther's fast. I did the Daniel's fast.
Everything, yes.
I was tithing. But why? And then I remember then I was attending my theology classes, and in our preaching class, somebody shared on 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3 to 4. I would like to believe this is where most of our therapeutic approaches came from. It says, praise be to God, the Father of all mercies, the Father of all kindness. And I want us to underline all. So it's like on my right hand, there is all comfort, there is all mercies. He comforts us in all our afflictions. So it's like a scale. There's all mercies, all comfort. Here there's all afflictions. That could be whatever loss you're going through. It could be job, it could be a job loss, it could be miscarriages, it could be you've changed locations, it could be your status in your community, it could be bereavement. What do we do most of the times?
Ask why.
We are analyzing, dissecting this affliction. We only looking at this affliction, yet there is all comfort that has come because of this affliction. So when it comes to counseling and, the approaches that they talk about, CBT, look at the other side, reframe your thinking. The moment you believe this activating event has come to hurt you, you have lost this person, it only makes the situation better. Worse, you become a victim. But God is saying, I've brought all, not some, all comfort. And this all comfort has come because of this all affliction. So when I started to look at the all comfort that has come because of this all affliction, that's when I said, oh, really? This happened. This happened. Even at work, this changed. provision was there. There was love. There was that. That's when I started healing.
So you're saying there was a reframing
Yes.
of the mindset to say when you're going through grief,
Yes.
like mine, I think even up to today, this
Okay.
will probably maybe the first time that I've shared
Yes.
it, because when my mother passed away,
Okay.
I mean, she had just come from a successful surgery,
Okay.
and we thought she was going to be fine.
All right.
Then next minute, a few days later,
Yes.
she passes on.
Okay.
And the thing that really hurt me was she passed on whilst we were just looking at her.
Okay.
So we saw her going.
All right.
So me seeing my mom just slipping away
Yes.
I've never really found, I think, I don't know, can I say an answer or whatever it is, just so now when you're talking about the all comfort and all
Affliction.
I have to then maybe think, because you bury some very painful things that you encounter,
Okay.
and you hide them.
Okay.
And the brain has a tendency to then bring some of those things back later on, you know, when you least expect them. So when you're talking about it, you know, it just hit a nerve where I saw myself in the hospital and I saw my mom passing away. But generally, we don't go for grief counseling.
Yes, we don't. Yeah.
And we try to navigate spaces and we move, but the hurt and the grief is still embedded in our hearts.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe that part of my life, I would need to reopen it and reframe my thinking and how I can navigate that. Because for me, I shut that door.
Okay.
Because every time I think about it, it brings so much pain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we go through it? Can I take you through it? All right.
Please.
Yeah. So the worst thing you can do to yourself is not to process the pain. The pain is come so that you go through it. You don't move on, but you move forward with the loss. Because it's true, mom is gone. It's true. You move forward with grief. So I want to teach you one simple thing that you can maybe try and do even when you're at home. I want to take you through the A, B, C, D approach. It's exactly the CBT, your whereby you are trying to reframe any irrational thinking. So A, the activating event, mom's loss. What belief do you have about this loss? What belief do you have?
Now, as a Christian, I believe that, you know, she's gone to heaven.
Okay, before that, let's maybe have the whatever really pains you, like when the death happened, right? When the bereavement happened, what belief did you attach to this activating event?
No, I thought the nurses were unprofessional, and I just went crazy, and I created a scene at the hospital.
Wow, I like this. So do you see your belief caused you to have negative feelings and negative consequences? Because you went crazy at the hospital because of their belief, right? Let's revisit the same activating event. Mom is gone. Now we want to have a positive belief, because we don't have control over the activating event, right? Let's go to the belief. Let's have a positive belief. The one that you said.
Oh yeah, she was in so much pain.
Wow.
And now she's going to be with the Lord.
How does it make you feel?
I guess it does bring a bit of relief.
Relief, exactly. And the consequences.
She was in pain.
Yes.
And now she's rested.
Wonderful. So whenever you lose something, I like what Florence Kovachin says. She says there is no loss. In the Lord, there is no loss. Whatever I lose, if it's mine, it will come back to me. If it doesn't come, it was never meant to be. So I'm referring to the other griefs, right? I'm referring to the other griefs. So when it comes to our loved ones, it's important that we look at the positive side. Don't suppress the loss. If you hide it, it will come out one day, and it will manifest itself as anger, as irritation, as other things. So it's always good to process it. Yes, mom is gone. And some people say, no, she's in a better space. We don't want somebody to tell us that, she's gone, she's in a better space.
Right
No,
there and then.
no, they're not in your shoes.
Yes.
You're the one who is going through this loss.
So
What
you need
do
to
you
come to that realization
yes,
yourself.
yourself. And by processing this grief, right? And also look at the positive side. Look at the positive side, the memories. And if you feel like crying, cry. Crying is therapy. Because the loss is real. And remember, she has gone without your permission. You didn't allow her to go. And you loved her. So you have to pay this price of love. If you didn't love mom, you were not going to cry. You were not going to even perform. But because you loved her, this is the price that you pay for love. So what you could do a chair therapy. Whereby you say, Mom, come and sit on this chair. You are not idol worshipping. You are processing the grief. And then I always want to hold the legs of the chair because it's like I'm holding the feet of my loved person. Talk to that chair as if you're talking to mom. All the sad thoughts that you have, tell her. If you want to cry, cry. Or you can, if you're good at letter writing, write a letter to her. Write a letter to mom. When you miss her, write about it. Don't keep quiet and process the pain. Wakanyarara. Open your mouth, say it out. Say those sad things out. Grief is not an event, it's a process. It takes 6 months to 2 years to process grief, depending on how close you were to that person. My father has been gone 7 years, but I still talk about him every day.
So
But you
are
find
you still grieving, or has it moved on from grief?
it moves on. You remember them without tears. And sometimes you get to a stage where you remember them with fondness. Say, if they were here, this is what he would have said. And maybe you might actually be repeating what they would have said, in the tone of voice and the like. So it changes.
So when triggers come, something that reminds you of them, and you still feel
And you still cry?
you're still crying,
It means-
does that mean you're still grieving?
Or you haven't
Or
done
you-
it properly?
Or you haven't done
Because
or you
for
haven't
me,
reached
I was about to
properly?
say that. I lost my
Yeah.
sister 23 years ago. There
Yes.
are times I speak about her and I have a jolly good laugh.
Oh, yeah,
I
exactly.
have conversations. I don't feel sad. There are times from nowhere I could be in the shower.
Okay.
I think of my sister and I'm a mess.
Oh, yeah.
So what does that mean?
No, that's very common. That's very normal. This is why I said you don't move on. You move forward. You learn coping skills of how you can live without them, without the loss. This is the maintenance stage, where the acceptance stage, where now life is moving on. You're moving forward. You've learned good coping skills. Because some actually learn bad coping skills. That some might start drug and substance abuse because they can't sleep. And they feel, if only I drink, I'm thinking about that person. If I take just a little, I'll forget, and at least I'll go to sleep. And then it becomes an addiction, or some might start harming themselves because this is an emotional pain, right? You can't put ointment on it, you can't smooth it. So that emotional pain, sometimes some might try to self-harm themselves, self-mutilation, so that they transfer that emotional pain to the physical pain. So yes, you move forward with it, but learn good coping skills. And also, counseling is very important. Talk to a friend who can help you. Not someone who say to you, "Ah, Nyarara, be strong." Why don't you it's, sometimes we say such things. It's not true. So if somebody starts talking about their loved one, talk about them. Oh, tell me more. Are you missing them? Help them. Say, let them talk. It's okay. But let them talk about it. Most of the times, we don't talk about the problem. We start attacking the person and not talk about the problem. So talk about the loss. It could be, I remember somebody was sharing an example of her friend. She had had several miscarriages, several of them. So this one time, said, let me go and comfort my friend. She went there, Said, the Bible says happy is the woman, the barren woman for, and quoting scripture out of context. And saying, the Lord knows, because even the hairs of our head, the Lord knows even your situation. Maybe the Lord doesn't want you to have biological children. Busy Bible bashing. And then left the next morning, went to work thinking, wow, I was there comforting my friend. Only to receive a phone call around 11 a.m. that their friend had died by suicide.
Yeah. I think we have to be sensitive with our words in general, but it takes, it's not easy. Sometimes you think you are helping because you think I'm there for you.
Exactly.
So I'll say this and that. My
on
God.
top of losing a good friend,
you feel like
you're responsible for the death.
Yeah.
So you're grieving this situation that if I had not, and now you're grieving the loss of, which is the complicated grief I think that you spoke about.
We need to be active listeners. Tell them, what do you miss about mom? What really do you miss about mom? And some, they could actually be feeling guilty. There were things that they think, maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have done that. If only maybe I done this. You are bargaining. If maybe I done this, maybe. But one thing that I also learned, the devil is not far away. I remember even when my father was promoted to glory, I thought maybe if I done this, maybe if I done that, and then my sister, and then my sister said to me, Tendi, remember Revelations 12:10. Everyone is saying we did a good job. Everyone, even our own mother is saying, my children, thank you. But the devil is bringing this. He's accusing us day and night before God. So when you know that everyone is saying, no, you did well, and you know that you did well, you looked after your mom. You were actually at the hospital with mom. You were there for her. Wow, you saw her going. Wasn't that a privilege? Wasn't that an honor? It all depends on the meaning you put to that activating event. So you need to tell the devil, Revelations 12:11, I have seen you, the devil, you want to accuse me day and night before God. I was there for my parent. I did everything I could. I have overcome by the blood of the Lamb and through the testimony of my mouth. That helped me. And that in 2 Corinthians, whereby I'm looking at the good that has come from this affliction. What good has come?
So,
Belinda?
I just wanted to ask a question.
Yes.
Because I think for Christians, maybe it could be easy for us to then relate to, say, to God.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of someone who's listening to this podcast today who doesn't know God on that level. And they've gone through the most. What advice can you give them?
Okay, that advice I can give to them, it's reframing the same concept. A, B, C, D.
What was D?
D, dispute the negative belief.
Okay.
Look at the positive side. But for every religion, they have somebody that they believe in. For Christians, it could be God. For the Muslims, Allah, and all the other various religions, what does their religion say about death? So what does your religion say about death? What happens? Usually you find when you resonate with that, sometimes it does bring healing.
And for the atheist who does not believe in anything, because there are some.
There are some. The ABCD approach.
Yes.
Try and reframe. Yeah. Because do you realize that you don't have control over the activating event? You don't have control over the activating event, but you have control over your mindset over the activating event. If you think that, I'm doomed, this is the end of me, your feelings will be negative and the consequences will be negative. But if your feelings are positive, you're saying, okay, this is what happened. How am I going to move on from here? What else am I going to do? You find because you have that hope, right? It will give you your feelings, your thinking is positive, and then you also have positive feelings and positive consequences. So always reframe your thinking. There are two sides to a story. Usually when I'm talking to my clients, I use the phone. There is this beautiful side of the phone, right? Where you can text. If somebody sends you Echo Cash, you can actually withdraw money. But there's also this back side of the phone. So which side are you facing? It's the same phone, the same activating event. You can look at it from this side, which you
see anything.
and not see anything. And yeah, and then you can also see this other side. And also during counseling, it's important to do assessments so that you find out the person's personality. Because the introverts usually are pessimistic
Oh.
Okay.
as compared to the extroverts. The extroverts are optimistic. Yeah. So it's good to know your personality, and then you understand, because you find the same. Let's take death. Maybe mom, how many are you in your family? 4. You find the 4 of them, they all grieve differently. Some have moved forward. Doesn't mean that they are not grieving, but maybe they're seeing it from this side of the phone. And some have not, they're still stuck in the same situation. Why? Because maybe they're grieving from this end of the phone. So we all grieve different, and counseling is very important, especially talking to a trusted friend who will help you talk through the problem and not attack you.
Yeah. And what about you? Okay, you keep saying that the activating event is something that we have no control.
Yes, we don't have control over it.
But
Yeah.
let's look at divorce, for instance.
Divorce, yes.
Yes. I activate the divorce, not my partner who is the infidel.
Okay.
But I activate it because of his infidelity. Then
All right.
how do I grieve that process? Because I'm sure you still grieve, even though I am not responsible. Well, so maybe I'm not really responsible for the activation because
Yes,
the
not
infidelity
you.
is not you.
exactly. That's what I wanted to say. That
Okay.
divorce is the symptom, but what caused it?
Okay.
Yes.
You know,
See, counseling is good.
it's good because I'm actually, I'm actually thinking you would questions, and then such a like, oh.
I kept answering myself like, okay, fine. Yeah.
But I think with, like grief or pain, whatever you call it, I mean, they often say a parent that who loses a child is the worst grief pain one can ever go through. They say. And I also know it doesn't even have a name. Maybe it's because we really are respectful to that. I mean, I know they say viloma, which is not English word, but a parent who loses a child. How do you really counsel a parent who's lost a child? Or because
and further to that, what about siblings?
Yes, I was about to say even siblings, they don't have a name for it. The other time I Googled, what am I? Because I've lost 2-3 siblings. And I looked for the word. It says the forgotten mourner.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why. When my sister passed on, everyone was saying, I can't believe what's going through your mom and dad's mind. They kept on saying that as if I am not there.
All right.
And this is my sister who I loved dearly, who I still carry her in my heart up to now. And then people are saying that, and
It's
I'm
almost
thinking,
as if you don't have a right to.
yeah,
Very true. Very true.
saying.
It's so it does.
it's
happen.
like my pain should be less.
Yeah. Not only that, can you imagine? Maybe you've lost your parents. You're mourning your parents. Have you ever thought of your children?
They're mourning a grandma.
They're mourning a grandma. So you're thinking, man for the battery in Maoko, but
Yeah, that's what we do. I think that's what we do. It's
Exactly.
like there's an important one. There's an important
one.
one.
Exactly.
Yes.
But but you never know. Maybe the grandchildren were actually closer to the
True.
grandma
Yeah.
and granddad than you. So, so when it comes to counseling, we talk about triggers. Usually I take you through a program, because with grief it has no you can't say I'll take somebody through so many sessions. As I said, we all grieve differently.
Yes.
Sometimes you may think, I think we are on top of the situation, the person has moved on, and then they call you from nowhere. It's like you're starting all over again. Remember I said it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yes. So we always say, what was the trigger? So write down the trigger, your belief about this trigger. Again, we're coming to the ABCD. How can we approach it next time? Let's look, it could be lunch boxes. It could be hembes that wadzedzie, after somebody's gone, you look at it and you start maybe seeing them wearing that dress. Next time, okay, what belief did you attach to this trigger? How can we look at it differently? It could be lunch boxes. Somebody said, lunch boxes, I was in the kitchen and I was trying to clean the cabinets, and then I came across the lunch boxes that I used to to pack the lunch, and just thought, okay, so how are you going to look at it differently? Do you want to give those
Throw away the
lunch boxes,
lunchbox.
throw away the lunch boxes, or you want to keep them, right, and remember them?
Because there'll be a time when
Exactly.
you remember it fondly.
Exactly. And say, wow, there will be a time when you remember, wow, thank you, Lord, I had the honor of picking lunches for my loved
You might
one.
even start using them again.
Exactly. You might even start using them again.
I wear my brothers and my dad's
Yes, the
blazers.
blazers.
Oh, I wear
Same,
them.
I also do
pride.
that. Yeah.
Yes, last
do
week I was
that.
wearing my father's. Yeah.
For me, for my dad, I took T-shirts that he used to wear. So in the morning when I'm doing my walks, I put those on. In 7 years now, the hymn book, I said, I'm not going to see this handwriting anyway. I'm taking his hymn book, so I have his hymn book with his handwriting. So it's your way. You remember them with fondness.
True.
So we are saying that grief is a process.
It's a process. It's not an
and
event.
it's good that we allow people to grieve.
Yes.
And because people are different and they grieve
Yes.
differently.
Yes.
But what I'm taking from this is you're saying using this ABCD approach is we're not in control of the situation that is bringing the grief. It is now our belief system which now needs a reframing on how we can move forward with dealing with the grief. And when triggers come, it's how now we can, the mindset we put on them to say, are we applying a positive or a negative something on that trigger, which allows us to move on.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm a good student.
I have one more question.
But you find that sometimes the grieving will not end. It will only end when another grief that is bigger than this replaces it.
Oh, okay.
So we all different. Say, like Langa was saying, you lost a sibling. Maybe you think, wow, this is the worst. And then maybe 2 years down the line, you said it's been 20 years, another grief happens. Maybe thieves break into your house and they take your most prized possession that you love dearly. So sometimes now it's like you're now grieving that. And then maybe something else happens, maybe a relationship, there's a breakup. So allow yourself to grieve, especially when it comes to breakups, relationships. Don't revenge by quickly going into another relationship, because then you will bleed onto that person. Allow yourself time to grieve the loss. Seek professional help so that you do it in a manner that is good. And then I think one that we rarely talk about, think of my apostle at church. Everyone maybe will be holding their Bible, or they had a special seat in the church. And then maybe the husband is promoted to glory. The husband was the apostle. There's a succession plan.
She's no longer a Maide church.
Yes, that's true. No one is holding your Bible.
Yeah, no one.
Bearers and
Yes. You're no longer the first lady.
You're no longer the first lady. Now you have to sit
she's
maybe.
giving two things.
But
Promotion to glory and then
And
the loss
the-
of a
and you see that it's complicated because she's the only one who is grieving the second grief. People are not aware of it. And then think of somebody maybe who has a side chick, or I don't know, an extramarital affair. It could be the wife, it could be the husband,
and that person passes
and
on.
then that person passes on.
And they bring the grief home.
That's what I was actually thinking. Like,
Nobody understands you.
yeah, because you are grieving alone.
You can't go to that funeral. You can't, can you?
No.
You can't.
And you can't take the grief home.
You can't
So
take
where
it
do you
home.
take it?
Where do you take it?
That's a fascinating one.
Yes. So where do you take it?
Yeah, where do you take it?
Are you asking
We're asking you. It's complicated. Can you see? It's complicated. But you.
Does.
So maybe
So that's the
seek
complicated
counseling. That's the
grief for sure.
complicated one. And then the other one is that in our culture, especially the African culture, say your baby passes away, you're not allowed to cry. They'll say you'll not have a second one.
Yeah, that's the question I was going to ask. Because sometimes you need to ask for permission. Almost, it feels like you're asking for permission to grieve because everybody else is saying, "No, be strong, move
Exactly.
on, do this, move
Exactly.
on." You can't stay in that.
So we should be people helpers, and we're offering the basic counseling course on how you can help people in your society to grieve. Because sometimes you say, "Don't cry."
Yeah.
And
Even at
imagine
the funeral, you're
exactly.
told,
No,
be
don't.
strong.
Yes, you're
Be
not
strong for so and so. Be
exactly.
strong for so and so.
Exactly.
No, why should
And
I be
sometimes
strong
you
for
lack
them?
the exposure
Be strong
because
for your dad.
because yeah.
I mean, for your dad.
For your
because you would have lost your mom. I'm also grieving my mom.
Who's going to be
But
strong
now
for me?
people are saying be strong for your dad.
yeah, it's people, and it could also be you yourself. Look at the parentified child. Right? You're saying, I can't, because if I do, who will do this, who will do that? So you're busy running around, organizing the funeral, and you don't have time to grieve.
Wow.
So seek professional help, and you'll be
Just
able
maybe my last question would be on the triggers.
Yes.
When you have experienced lots of griefs in plural, and you've lost loved ones, and this trigger comes here, this trigger comes there. How does a person deal, with many triggers? Should they still apply the same thing?
Okay.
When you have many things that have happened.
This is why I said in counseling we do assessments.
Okay.
So we're different, right? Some you actually look at somebody and think, wow, this person is strong, but they could be hiding their grief and working hard. And some you're thinking, wow, they're cracking jokes, so maybe, but they're making you laugh. Meanwhile, when they are alone, they are grieving. So
those are the people you hear kill themselves.
Yeah.
And you say, but yesterday we were laughing.
Exactly. So people are very good at hiding grief, but look for help. Look for help so that you are helped as an individual, because we all grieve differently. And sometimes it has nothing to do with what has actually happened now. It could be maybe grief that's unprocessed and trauma exactly from long
But
back.
is seeking counseling something Africans do easily?
Now, it's something that we have to learn to do. Because then we had our aunts and our uncles around us. But now they're no longer there. Imagine growing up, did you have your own bedroom? We didn't, right? Rengwen's bedroom.
Why? Why do
I'm looking at people my age because
do I look selfish?
Imagine maybe there were 8 of you and it's a 3-bedroomed house. Didn't mean you had 9 bedrooms, including your parents. So we only had 3 bedrooms, one for the girls and one for the boys.
Girls,
And so because of that bonding, it was so easy to share. But now you have your own bedroom. You don't have maybe family around you. So
you can live in the same house and not even see each other.
And not even see each other exactly because of maybe it's not a safe haven. Your home may not be a safe haven, maybe because of it's a dysfunctional family. So it's something that we have to learn to do, because times are different from the old times. Yeah.
Interesting though, because I think when we look at grief, we tend to always concentrate on the toughest one, the death. But truly, when I look back, I think I've had a lot of things along the way that I never thought could be grief. Just like I'm going through something. Yes, I'm just going through something. And I think I'm also quite lucky that I don't dwell on certain things too much.
Okay.
I have a way, for me, I'm a crier. When something really is heavy, I cry.
Okay.
And I cry very good. I just cry.
Wow.
And when I cry, I can cry while I'm doing things as well. It's not like I don't cry and sit.
Oh, right.
I don't do those, but I do cry while I'm doing something, while I'm working. I don't, which is quite, I think, I always say I'm blessed in that sense, because there are certain things that could really make you sit at home, get a blanket and go under the duvet and just keep quiet.
These are some of the things that we should not do, because the moment you constantly hold these sad thoughts, right, you are analyzing it, dissecting it for 2 weeks. Consistently for 2 weeks, then mental disorders start creeping in. Things like anxiety, depression, wrong coping mechanisms, and even suicidal thoughts. So I like what you're saying. It means that we should not isolate ourselves. We should not withdraw from people and the like, find something to do. They always say an idle mind is the devil's workshop.
True, true. And when I cry, I look for her.
Okay.
And we cry together. I remember
Wonderful.
Pam's sister saying, if you want people to cry, just hire Langa and Pam. They'll cry for you. But we, like I say, we blessed in the sense that we would not sit at home or even take that to someone else.
Oh,
I just really know that I'm dealing with this. I'll cry and I'm doing something. I'll cry and I'm doing something. I've always, and I thank God for that, because not everyone is able to do such, you know, sometimes.
It also depends with your personality, Lala. I would love to give you the personality test. Yes, so I've given a new name here, Langa. I've given you a new name, because the introverted, with the introverted, they always want to be alone. Yes. So it's very important that you know your makeup and your weaknesses and your strengths.
Yes.
Yeah. They often want to withdraw, and such that people will not notice.
True.
Because they know that they're always in the room. They always want the safe space. Meanwhile, you're suffering. So learn to give voice to your need. It's very important that you learn to give voice to your need. Yeah.
Technology. We need etiquette on that.
So I think from that we can safely say it's important for us to seek help.
Help, yes.
Especially from, the grief that we know of losing someone we love and the complicated griefs. And as we were talking, I was thinking of someone who has lost someone that they loved, but that same person abused them.
Oh, yeah.
And I was saying they are dealing with the abuse of losing themselves, could be through rape or something.
Oh, yeah.
And then they've lost a parent who did that. So, it's a lot. But I think you've really unpacked some stuff.
But I think this is a
help
two-part
us.
conversation.
Yes, I was about to say, I think
Because
we
still
haven't
so
started.
many we still haven't
Very
discussed.
true.
I think we'd
haven't
like you to come
discussed
back
the
and
Thank
we
you,
continue
ladies.
this conversation.
Thank you, ladies. Thank
Because
you.
I think we have to sort of round up, but genuinely, thank you so much. But what I think we've learned today is grief is not a sign of weakness.
Exactly.
It is evidence that someone or something mattered. You said it well when you opened his ears. So loss, yes, changes us, but it shouldn't define who we are. And you said we don't, we move on, but we are not staying in the same position.
Yes,
we
we
agree,
move-
we
we move
accept, we move
forward.
forward, we move forward and acknowledge those things that have happened to us. So no, thank you so much, Tendayi. We
Thank
hope to see you
you.
again.
Thank
I'm
you
sure
so
we
much.
questions
Thank you.
again from our viewers will come through and we'll let you know when next you can come. This is a definite part
Thank you.
two.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Tendayi.
Thank you so much.
See
Thank
you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.